What's up, curious youngsters? If we're always wasting time doing useless things or watching millions of videos, ending up with those weird YouTube recommendations, why not waste a few minutes on Senor instead? Curiosity learning? 30 totally epic facts that you'll forget in about 10 minutes, but these aren't just any facts. They're going to leave you completely amazed. That's why, and more, here are 30 things you didn't know 5 minutes ago. 1. Did you know that there are many species of goats that tend to freeze when they're scared or excited? Because they have a congenital disorder known as Thompson's disease? The friendly animals panic when they see or hear something, and all their muscles contract, giving us these curious images. 2. Snakes are one of the most feared animals in the world, and many people would think that climbing a tree would be enough to avoid them. Let me tell you, these prehistoric animals can climb trees too. Even the owl is surprised. 3. In the 1936 Olympic Games, which took place in Berlin, something very curious happened. And that's because the countries of Liechtenstein and Haiti realized that their flags were literally identical. So after this event, both decided to add a symbol to their flags to make them unique. Nature often surprises us, especially with mating rituals like those of the peacock spider. This small Australian spider is named for this behavior. When trying to impress a female, it lifts part of its tail to show bright colors, similar to a peacock. And on top of that, it adds a very strange dance to the whole thing. Did you know that this is what the smallest advertising sign in the world looks like? This was created by the technology company ASML. You can't see it unaided since it's 33.27 micrometers long, while a human hair is 75 micrometers wide. And yes, this isn't fake. The way it was made was by using the same technology that's used to create nanochips. 6. Did you know that in Mudurnu, Turkey, there's a strange town called Burjalvavas with hundreds of abandoned castles? This unusual neighborhood was planned as a fairy tale themed residential area, with each house meant to be a small castle. The idea was bad, but the numbers were worse. So the project was dropped. Nice neighborhood, Mickey 7. In our mouth, saliva lubricates so we can speak and prepares food for digestion. But it's also essential for us to taste food's flavor, since the taste bud receptors don't work when dry and require the chemicals in food to dissolve in saliva in order to be detected. 8. With so many people, some are different. Dutchman Wim Hof, known as the Iceman, can hold his breath underwater for over 10 minutes. Can he survive in sub-zero temperatures? And he climbed Mount Everest wearing only shorts. Though it seems unbelievable, he accomplished all this after years of mastering his body and mind. In Bangalore, India, we stood on the terrace of Kingfisher Tower. Billionaire Vijay Mallya built a White House replica to have a unique mansion. He no longer uses it after being accused of fraud and fleeing the country. Recently, people have better understood environmental issues, though many countries still pollute heavily. Meanwhile, Bhutan is the world's most eco-friendly country and the only one with a negative carbon footprint. Since it has so many forests and so few inhabitants, it manages to absorb 3 times more carbon dioxide than it produces. Well done, Bhutan 11. On incredible news, we found that rising sea levels from climate change threaten to make us disappear underwater. In 2014, Kiribati purchased 20 square kilometers in Fiji to relocate its population in the future. We know that famous actors managed to earn quite a lot of money, and the well-known John Travolta decided to spend a few million on a house with an airstrip, where he keeps 12 airplanes. It may sound crazy, but Travolta can fly the smallest one, because besides acting, he has a commercial pilot's license. Did you know the world's only floating national park is in India? Lake Loktak in Manipur features unique floating islands called Fumdis. These formed over thousands of years from accumulating vegetation, soil, and organic matter. North Korea is, without a doubt, one of the most closed-off and mysterious countries on the entire planet. Did you know the rules are so strict people can't choose their own hairstyles? Men choose from 14 hairstyles while women have 15 options. Why is this so odd? Korea, why? 15. Galileo Galilei was a famous astronomer. Interestingly, when he died as a ritual, 3 fingers from his right hand, the 5th vertebra, and a tooth were taken. The worst part is 1 finger was lost for years before being found, and now it is displayed in a museum in Florence, Italy. 16. Butterflies are very colorful insects that bring life to our gardens. Did you know it actually has over 12,000 eyes, even though we only see 2 large ones on its face? These are actually made up of thousands of tiny eyes called almatidia. They move in different directions and send separate signals to the brain, which keeps them alert. 17. Among the different combustible gases that exist, one of the most dangerous is methanol, but not because it's toxic or more destructive, but simply because it's almost impossible to see during the day, so there could be a fire and no one would even notice. 18. Our dear search engine Google, besides giving us the answer to everything, has thousands of Easter eggs, and one very, very curious but also quite useful one is the bubble level. If you search on your cell phone for bubble level or niveau de burbuja, a level will appear on your screen to check the tilt of your phone, something that would seem to be very useful for certain types of work. Thank you for everything, Google. In recent years, Dubai has been one of the fastest growing cities. Every record for height, speed, and size can be found in this Arab emirate. And since they're constantly building skyscrapers, hotels, artificial islands, and anything else they can think of, there's an interesting fact that 1 out of every 4 cranes in the entire world is currently in Dubai. 20. Nature can sometimes surprise us with animals that are unusually large for their species. Most frogs are under 15 centimeters long, but Africa is home to the Goliath frog. This large frog can grow over 30 centimeters long and weigh more than 3 kilos. As you might have guessed, with its size, it eats almost anything: insects, rodents, snakes, and even smaller frogs. A real beast. 21. Chimpanzees are one of the primates that share the most similarities with humans. Did you know they can make facial expressions like smiling without any sound? And it is believed that this happens because we share the evolutionary origin of a common ancestor. 22. Some of the most famous objects in all of history were found in Egypt, but also the oldest socks in history were found there as well. These colorful red wool socks were about 1,500 years old. Interestingly, they were designed for sandals, which explains the middle separation. Smart design. Egyptians. 23. In more incredible news, we found out that on August 25, 2010, a small plane from Philair carrying 21 people on board crashed in Congo, leaving only 1 survivor, who told something incredible. The accident happened after a crocodile had escaped from a passenger's bag. Fear drove everyone to the front of the plane, disrupting lift and causing a crash. 4. Because some movies featured characters traveling to the past and mocking royalty, China banned any film or series with time travel as the main plot. For example, Back to the Future. 25. Many people avoid pets due to allergies to dogs or cats. But did you know animals can be allergic to humans too? Pets can have allergic reactions to foods, bacteria, and even our hair and dandruff, just like us. Spiders are among the most feared animals. But did you know not all are carnivorous? No. A few years ago, a species known as Baguera kiplingi was discovered, which feeds on plants and is, for now, the only herbivorous spider that exists. 27. Did you know women's hearts and arteries are smaller than men's? This difference is because men produce testosterone, which enlarges arteries, while women produce progesterone and estrogens, which reduce their size. 28. In Silmar, California, a wildlife center houses hundreds of rescued and rehabilitated animals. One of their most famous animals is Zeus, an owl born blind, later developed amazing eyes resembling a galaxy. 29. Disney is one of the most historic animation and film companies, creating a positive image for children and families over the years. But what face would you make if I told you that Walt Disney is the second largest buyer of explosives in all of the United States, right after the Department of Defense? But don't worry, it's all because of the amount of fireworks that are launched in their parks. How aggressive. Walt Disney 30. As mentioned in another video, Mulan appears to be the toughest Disney princess. She holds the record for the most on-screen deaths, and in addition, she became the first Disney princess to kill a character. Before I go, I'm going to say hi to a few subscribers. First, a big shout out to Jason Suarez, who's waited a long time for his greeting. Another shout out to Alberto Jorge de Jalenki, and a big greeting to Jeremy Bonilla. I'll also greet Luciano Amati, who quickly commented on the previous video. Another shout out to Manedo, who I also owed a greeting for a long time. Another big greeting to Jason Fabian Camacho, who commented early on the last video. I send greetings to Alejandro Duarte and all of Colombia. Another little greeting to Miguel Augusto Ilanes, and finally, I send a big greeting to Evan Chespedes Vega. Another little greeting to Emiliano Ortiz Tapola, a big greeting to MacGyver Music. Finally, shout out to the legend Jugando con Parcero Loco for quickly commenting on the last video. Now go ahead and leave your like, comment anything, really anything you want. Don't forget to share the channel and the video with your friends. So now, without further ado and without any curiosity, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss any new videos. I'm Mr. Curiosity.